Good afternoon. Today I am going to explain in a general way the topic of diplomacy related to Germany. For this, I consider important to know what is a diplomatic mission. So, a diplomatic mission is made up of a group of people from a state present in another state. So, it's like representing the sending country in the host country. Currently, Germany has 228 diplomatic missions abroad, of which 148 are embassies and 60 are consulates, 12 are permanent representations, and 8 representations in other countries. For greater understanding, I decided to divide it by continent. So first, on the African continent, Germany has diplomatic missions in 44 countries out of 54, of which there is an embassy in all of them except in South Africa and Nigeria, where there is consulates. In the American continent, it has diplomatic missions in 24 countries out of 35 countries. In all of this, there are embassies, and in some cities of Brazil, United States, and Canada, there is a consulate. In the Asian continent, Germany has diplomatic missions in 43 countries out of 48, which is being the continent with the largest presence in Germany. And in 10 of these countries, there are as for the European continent, it has diplomatic missions in 41 countries out of 49, of which 11 are consulates. Finally, in the Ocean continent, it has diplomatic missions in 2 countries. These are New Zealand and Australia. And in the last, in Australia, there is a consulate. As I mentioned at the beginning, Germany has permanent representations by multilateral organizations. These are in Brazil, there is the United Nations and the NATO. In Strasbourg, by the Council of Europe. In Geneva and Nairobi, there is the representation of United Nations. In New York and Vienna, there is also United Nations, but another like other organizations, international organizations. In Paris, the OECD and the UNESCO, and finally in Rome, the representation by the Food and Agriculture Organization.
The Battle of the Atlantic. The Battle of the Atlantic began on September 3, 1938 and finished a day not yet established in accurate way. Thus, this battle is said to continue after the Second World War stately. The battle has a prelude to the First World War, in which the German Navy attacked the merchant ships of Great Britain, the United States, and other allied countries, with the aim of causing heavy famine in this empire. Germany attacked and killing large numbers of people, of leaving part of the population out of supplies. This is how Germany started the Battle of the Atlantic, in which more and more submarines were built and water mines were installed capable of exploding entire ships. With the explosions of the first merchant ships in the Second World War, in which there were people from the United States, the active participation of the countries began. Years later, a bloody battle fell with Spain. It built up and goes beyond a physical battle, since it is a battle in which the military leaders of Germany suffer serious mental and physical problems, and the British people has left and left foot, a battle that transcended other aspects.
My name is Daniela Romero, my correspondent international law. Agreements between the United States of Mexico and the Federal Republic of Germany on production and reciprocal protection of investment. This state wants to intensify the economic collaboration between both contraction states, with the purpose of creating favorable conditions for the investment of the national or company of the one of the contraction states in the territory of the other contraction states. For subrogation, recognize the promotion and protection of investment through a bilateral agreement can serve to stimulate the private economy initiatives and increasing the welfare of the both peoples. Making the national concept this night. First, with reference to the Federal Republic of Germany. The Germany in the sense of the fundamental law of the Republic of Germany. Second, with the reference to the United States of Mexico, the Mexican of the sense of the political constitution of the Mexican United States. In this agreement, I will name some of the impacted features of these. 1. Investment treaty. 2. Protection in the case expropriation. 3. Transference. The conclusion in the contracting state agreed to the understand and approve each of its articles in topics where those investments are made for the purpose of the establishing large economic relations with that society, also to the able apply the access and the use fiscal distribution with an investment.
Well, we have three important factors in this case, such as connectivity, technology, and communication in Germany, drastically increased during the last years. Social media has picked up pace in the country and the platforms have been used to market products and services. Germany has developed very well in terms of communication technology. Energy and the environment has been influenced by the political goal to ensure that by 2050, 80% of the electricity produced in German market will be generated by renewable energy. To do this, they have created a research program dedicated to supporting companies and research facilities to innovative technologies for the energy of tomorrow, what is a very important contribution for the country. Germany has a highly developed communications network. Being connected is not a problem in Germany, thanks to its developed communication network. You can easily access to internet. With a recent boom, broadband internet in the country has become more affordable. This has generated greater competitions among German telecommunications companies, which has benefited internet addicts. For example, 62.4 million of people over 14 years old have access to the internet in the country. That figure represents 89.8% of the total population. 165, they are the minutes that pass on average every internet user in Germany online a day. Learn about work, events and the weather, write message or buy train tickets. The internet has become essential for most people. At the same time, it has been determined that Germany assumes digital education challenge where parliamentarians of the governing coalition parties in the German Bundestag are promoting legal initiatives in the context of the digital agenda that aim to improve students' computer skills together with create digital learning environments that provide the necessary security and confidence and that facilitate social and political participation through information and communication technologies. In conclusion, technology plays an essential role in globalization and foreign trade through its impact on communications, finance, and logistics. Never before has it been so easy for a small or medium-sized company to sell abroad. Technological advance facilitate communicate, improve productivity through to automation of processes and all the same time expand and streamline financial service. In addition, the ubiquity of the internet, the proliferation of mobile devices, and the digitalization of logistics allow all companies, large and small, to open a door to access customers through an e-commerce site no matter where they go. Find, in a broader sense, technologies and supporting governments by stimulating the growth of their economies and creating jobs. Hence, the competitiveness of countries is based in their rapid adoption of new platforms and digital processes.
Hello guys, good afternoon. I'm Juan Nariño and I'm going to talk to you about the background of Germany within the environmental policies and the protection that they have to this topic. They are really interested and really into this environmental friendly way to do the different affairs, and also they have a relation between this protection to the environment and the economic growth of this country. They have been participating in several different cooperation agreements, such as the Paris Agreement, as the Kyoto Agreement, in order to combat the climate change. And well, it's well known that Germany is also like a pioneer in every topic about the environmental policies, because they have developed the first environmental topics that growth in Europe, and those ones were adopted in the whole European Union. Some of these environmental policies are like the polluter is the payer. Okay, so the polluter payer is a principle that they made as a politic of environment care in order to be preventive. It means that the one who contaminate an area, they must pay. I mean, if a company or a people or a person just come to any place and contaminate, he or it must pay a fee for this contamination. And the other one is the principle of cooperation. That means that everyone needs to be really engaged with the protection of the environment. And it means that everyone needs to be in a constantly cooperation activity to protect the environment. And the way how Germany did it was leaving it all the fossil nuclear energy and moving toward the sustainable energies. So they were using a totally different energy system, and it also created like increase in the economic of the country. And well, actually in this century, the 21st century is considered the century of the environment, because in the next decades it's gonna be measured the natural conditions for the next generations on Earth. So Germany knows about it, and they are trying to avoid all these disasters for the environment because of contaminations and so on. So he has taken part, for example, in the Paris Agreement, and he has tried to develop a way to stop the climate change. So guys, Germany has been a really great country, and it has really care about the environmental care and the protection of itself. So it was everything, and it was a pleasure to explain you about Germany and to tell you a little bit about how they are managing the different policies about the environmental care and the different agreements that they took apart, and in order to protect this environment and this beautiful world where we live. Bye bye.